Hello everyone, hope you're all well. Welcome to Book Talk Radio Club's 2019 awards. I spent a long summer reading all of the books that were submitted and they were all of a very high standard. I have to admit it was really hard to pick the winner for Book Talk Radio Club's Book of the Year. Before I announce the winner, let's go through the books and give you a synopsis of each of them. First up, we have Don't Get Your Neck Tattooed by Jules and Mark Kennedy. Now this is self-help for young adults. I'm going to put my glasses on, otherwise I can't see a thing. Alright, let's see. Okay, this is the synopsis of Don't Get Your Neck Tattooed. Growing up is tough. Worried about what your future self will be? Unsure of how to become the person who you really want to become? Faced with choices, pressure and responsibilities that don't seem to make a lot of sense? Ever find yourself lacking motivation? Feel that life has little direction? Do you dream about a great life but have no idea how to make it real? If your answer is yes to any of this, then you're not alone. Well, today you can make a change and begin your journey to make it happen. Meet Milo, a regular teen who goes on a journey through the Z2A of life, where each letter stands for essential life habits that will help bring you success, stressing that this is how life can be if you want it to be. He doesn't go backwards, but sometimes life doesn't go in the order we expect it to. By creating positive mindsets, developing great habits and learning from successful people, you can now turn dreams into realities. Whether you're a teenager with ambition, a parent or teacher looking to help turn a teen from downbeat to upbeat, or an adult who wants to get life back on track, Don't Get Your Neck Tattooed is here to help. Great book. Very helpful. Okay, the next book, next finalist, is Dawn of the Storm by Kim Creswell. Now this is the thriller. A jihadist pledges his allegiance to Al-Qaeda with an unthinkable act, and the terrorist cell is just getting started. Raina Storm, the CIA's most lethal operative, is off the grid, leading a secluded and comfortable life with their 6-year-old daughter in Barstow, California. But peace is short-lived when a former FBI agent and an ex-intelligence officer track Raina down and blackmail her into helping them to stop a new threat. In a race against the clock, the team must hunt down the terrorists before a dirty bomb is smuggled out of Colombia and into the United States. This is a new action-packed crossover series featuring Raina Storm and characters from Kim Creswell's award-winning Whitney Still romantic thriller series. So that's Dawn of the Storm by Kim Creswell, a thriller. Now the next finalist in Book Talk Radio Club's awards is Colony Nephilim, the Saga of Earth's First Civilization, Book 5 by Gene Stiles, and this is sci-fi. Born in the pens of Petit, Anak and Erectus are Nephilim, a new race of man intended to be the saviours of the people. Instead, they and their brethren are feared, hated and hunted. They were created by Cronus, the Lord Father, through the brutal forced crossbreeding of Atlantean women and the Izon, bloodkin of the first people. Cronus hoped to bring the virility of the ape-like clan to the nearly sterile Atlanteans, and it worked better than expected. Now there were 2 more types of humanity, the Mags, short and stocky but with the features of Atlanteans, and the Nephilim, near perfect copies of the people. Both with the rapid breeding cycles needed to keep Atlantis from going extinct. But as they reached adulthood, many of the Nephilim grew into gargantuans, towering over their creators and possessing awe-inspiring strength. Afraid this new breed would replace instead of enhance them, the people of Atlantis turn on them and attempt to wipe them from the earth. Now the Nephilim must fight back in order to survive, but their numbers are few. Their only hope lies in joining with Zeus, son of Cronus and the leader of the Olympians. And my voice is going already. Let me just take a sip of tea. Won't be a moment. Okay, the next finalist in Book Talk Radio Club's awards is Rebecca, A Way Back by Stephen M. Davis. Now this is in the fantasy genre. Here's a little journey to help you understand who Rebecca is, what she's about and where she's going. Rebecca wasn't too impressed when her father, complete with his pen-tapping Victorian attitude towards marriage, announced just before Christmas that the family were moving home. To compound her feelings further, her mother responded with the normal, annoying, passive, "That's okay, James," even though she clearly wasn't happy. When they did move, it was to a 400-year-old run-down estate in the English countryside, nestled by a huge lake. Unbeknownst to Rebecca, she was now truly home, and her adventurous side was about to kick in like never before. The Way Back is book 2 in the Rebecca time travel series. Modern-day Rebecca is a little older now, and after her first year at university, common sense raised its head a little too often for her liking. She finds herself applying rational thinking to all that life offers, and this includes her previous meetings with Meredith and the information within the 3 boxes. What university could not teach her was how to prepare herself for what was about to happen. Again, all balanced thinking is going to tumble into a world beyond common sense. The next finalist in Book Talk Radio Club's awards is Cassie Pup Takes the Cake by Sherry Pope. This is a children's story for ages 3 to 8. Cassie Pup has a new home and a new owner with a bakery who quickly signs her up for a cupcake bake-off with the national cupcake champion Cordelia Cat. Sparks fly from the beginning between the two, along with crazy fun and unexpected stories. And who do you think will win? Now, this is a wonderfully crafted story with memorable characters and beautiful illustrations. The next finalist is Sigja of Reykjavik by Solveig Eggerts. This is fiction. Meet Sigja, a spirited young woman who flees the abusive conditions on an Icelandic farm, only to face grinding poverty and depression-era Reykjavik. Her struggle for independence runs parallel to Iceland's quest for freedom from Danish dominance. Born a century before the Me Too movement, Sigja supports her family, working among men who learn never to touch her without her permission. Adventurous, optimistic, and always practical, Sigja is thrilled when World War II brings Iceland out of centuries of isolation. Thousands of Allied forces occupy the country, bringing money and work, but moral dilemmas abound as Sigja seeks to financially exploit their occupation, while at the same time protecting her young and beautiful red-headed daughter from soldiers. The next finalist in Book Talk Radio Club's awards is The Best Lousy Choice by Jim Nesbitt. This is a crime thriller and book 3 in a series. Dallas Private Eye Ed Earl Birch is an emotional wreck, living on the edge of madness, hosing down the nightmares of his last case with Bourbon and Pergadan, dreading the next onslaught of demons that haunt his days and nights, including a one-eyed man who still wants to carve out his heart and eat it. Birch is also a walking contradiction, steady and relentless when working a case, tormented and unbalanced when idle. He's deeply in debt to a shyster lawyer who forces him to take the type of case he loathes, divorce work, people creeping to get dirt on a wayward husband. Work with no honour, work that reminds him of how far he's fallen since he lost the gold shield of a Dallas homicide detective. Work in the stark, harsh badlands of West Texas, the border country where he almost got killed and his nightmares began. What he longs for is the clarity and sense of purpose he had when he carried that gold shield and chased killers for a living. The adrenaline spike of the showdown, smoke 'em or cuff 'em, justice served by his 45 or a judge and jury. When a rich rancher and war hero is killed in a suspicious barn fire, the rancher's outlaw cousin hires Birch to investigate a death the county sheriff is reluctant to touch. Seems a lot of folks have reason for wanting the rancher dead, the local narco who has a sheriff on his payroll, some ruthless Houston developers who want the rancher's land, maybe his own daughter, maybe the outlaw cousin who hired Birch. Thrilled to be a manhunter again, Birch ignores these red flags, forgetting something he once knew by heart. Be careful what you wish for. You might just get it, and it might just get you killed. But it's the best lousy choice Ed Earl Birch is ever going to get. And the last, I think it's the last, yes, it's the last finalist in Book Talk Radio Club's Awards 2019 is What I Have to Tell by Renata G. Justin. Now, this is a memoir, and it's a very touching memoir. The last time Renata Justin felt safe, she was 8 years old. It was May 1st, 1934, and the Nazis were marching in the streets of Germany. In this harrowing and amazing memoir, Renata G. Justin describes her experience as a Jewish child in Germany, a loss of friends, teachers, and innocence. She is sent away in the middle of the night without siblings or parents to a boarding school in Holland. Meanwhile, her father is sent to a concentration camp and her mother makes a daring attempt to get him released. Miraculously, the family reunites, and with the help of the Quakers and others, they travel to America to make a new home. Here too, however, they find a world of prejudice and kindness, both of which impact their lives. Renata helps European refugee children in New York City and eventually attends medical school and becomes a family physician. In a final blow of anti-Semitism, her talented granddaughter, a student at Wesleyan University, is murdered for nothing more than being Jewish. Despite all this, Renata's story is one filled with hope, love, compassion and wisdom. It actually really touched me, this book. Really touched me. Right, before we go to who the winner is of Book of the Year, I need a sip of tea again. Otherwise, I'm really going to lose my voice. So hang on a minute. Might as well keep the tension going. And excuse the gurgle. So there we have all of the finalist books. Well done, everyone. I must say your books kept me happily entertained for hours. They were all fantastic. As I said, it was so hard to choose. But a choice I made, and the winner of Book Talk Radio Club's Book of the Year is, drum roll please, she says tapping her fingers, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. And the winner is Rebecca, A Way Back by Stephen M. Davis. I loved Rebecca. She has such a great personality. In A Way Back, she continues her journey from her teens into young womanhood. Again, she has to travel back in time for many different reasons, all of which have the purpose of righting wrongs and keeping destiny on track, even if that has some unfavourable consequences. Stephen is such a talented storyteller. I just couldn't stop reading. I felt like I was with Rebecca, experiencing every detail of her time travels and every emotion she felt too. I've now read all 3 books in this wonderful trilogy and truly believe that Stephen M. Davis is going to go far, very far indeed. Congratulations, Stephen, and really well done. I love your books. And congratulations to all the finalists too. Your books are also wonderful and you're all winners. I'll be interviewing Stephen as well as all of the finalists this month and next, so keep an eye out on social media and Book Talk Radio Club's website for their schedules and to listen to their interviews. Thanks for watching Book Talk Radio Club's 2019 Awards. Thanks everyone. Bye now.